This is Christopher Judge. You may know me best as Teal'c, and you are listening to Bad Nerds. Indeed.
Welcome to Stargate SG-1 for the first time. Still not a Star Trek podcast. My name is Jeff Akin, and I'm watching Stargate SG-1 for the first time.
And I'm Brent Allen, and I'm also watching Stargate SG-1, but I'm watching it for the 47th time. But for the first time, I am looking for what Stargate's trying to teach us. Jeff's watching it just to see what the whole show's about. I'm watching it to see what the show's about. You know, looking for those lessons that hold up a mirror to society. Maybe they give us hope that things can be better in the future, or just plain teach us how to be better human beings to one another.
This week, Brent, we're watching Watergate, the 7th episode of the 4th season. I feel that this episode is going to be China or Russia are going to learn all about the Stargate program because they're going to have bugged something, communication device, computer, something like that. So kind of like Watergate, but with a little more at stake than there was back with good old Richard Nixon. We're talking about Hammond of Texas and all the stuff that they've been hiding from the international community. Why don't you tell us about Watergate?
Well, this is the 7th episode of the 4th season, titled Watergate. The original air dates, frankly, Jeff, I have no idea. I forgot to look up what the air date was. It was somewhere around there. However,
August 2000.
Yeah, probably somewhere right around. Actually, hold on. I got it right here. Literally right here. Original air date was August 11th in the year 2000. You're right. Still airing on Showtime. This one is directed by our good friend Martin Wood. So let's be on the lookout for him and his big wrench. I think we're 0 for like 8 of the episodes he's directed so far. I don't think we've seen him once, but he'll be in there somewhere. This episode is written by Robert C. Cooper, another big name we've definitely talked about a lot before. So this one certainly has the name power behind the creation of it. Jeff, I told you last week, we have a super cool Trek crossover for this one. Now, it feels like it's been a minute since we've had one of those. This one needs no introduction because as soon as you see this person, you're going to immediately call it out and know who it is. This brings our number, though. I was looking at this. This brings our number up to 4. We like to count stuff here at SG1 for the first time. So we've had Armin, we've had Dwight. I'm on a first name basis with all these folks.
Of course.
We've had Renee, and we'll add a new name to that list today.
Well, we also had Jellicoe.
Oh, we have.
So this might be this is our 5th.
This is our 5th. It's 5th. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, if we got to count Dwight, then we're definitely counting Jellicoe.
Yeah, I can't believe I can't remember the actor's name. I feel bad.
It's burning in my head right now. I'm like,
I know.
Ronnie Cox.
There you go. There you go. In the middle of the episode, you're just going to be like, I know.
Minor spoiler for this episode, Jeff, that I really don't mind giving you this one. They do sneak in a 47 reference in this episode, and it is 100% intentional.
Nice.
So we can be on the lookout for that as well. A little behind the scenes note that has absolutely no bearing on the episode whatsoever, or has anything to do with our discussion here. For anything. It was just a note I found. I was like, okay, that's interesting. It was during the filming of this particular episode that they had a special visitor to the set. None other than a guy named Kurt Russell. Jeff, do you understand Kurt Russell and his connection to the show and why he would be such a special visitor?
O'Neill with 1 L.
Yes, he did. He played O'Neill with 1 L in the film. Swung by to say hi, and I don't know, I guess him and RDA captured a few pictures together or whatever they did. I don't know. They gave him a stamp of approval on the show. I don't know.
I'm sure they've been begging for that this whole time. It's like the one piece that's been missing for him or something.
Yeah. It'd been really cool if they actually put him in, because Star Trek does. I'm not saying that they should do what Star Trek does, but I like one of the things Star Trek does is they, at least during the Berman era, like they would always put in an existing Trek actor to like stamp that particular series. You know?
Yeah, that's how each one started. We had McCoy for Next Generation.
Yep.
Riker for Deep Space Nine.
No.
You had Quark for Voyager.
Picard. You had Picard for Deep Space Nine.
Also Picard, but you also had Riker doing the send-off.
Later, but that was later. But you had Picard in the pilot episode.
Yeah.
Picard was in the pilot episode. You're right. You had Armin for Voyager. And then who do we have for Enterprise?
We had Cochrane, Zephram Cochrane from First Contact.
Yep, there you go. So anyway, hey, did we get any of that with the new Trek stuff? It doesn't matter. You know why, Jeff?
No,
because this is still not a Star Trek podcast.
Exactly.
With that, let's go watch this episode of Stargate. Hey, listen, folks out there, if you're joining us for the very first time, because it's always somebody's first time, welcome. You're amazing. We're glad you dropped by. Hope you enjoy the show. What's about to happen is Jeff and I are going to go watch this episode together right now. We haven't watched this episode first, taking a bunch of notes, and now we're here to talk about it. Nope, we're going to go watch it right now. If you're hanging out with us on YouTube, you're going to get to catch our reaction to that. If you want to see our full unedited reaction, all you got to do is head over to our Patreon page, link down below.
And if you're listening to us on a podcasting app, you're about to gate into the future where we will be there waiting for you. I'm going to share my first time reaction. Brent's going to share those sci-fi messages that he found. So Brent, what do you say we pick up the phone and listen for some Watergate? What do you say we head out and visit the Watergate Hotel?
Try it again.
Let's watch this episode.
There you go.
Chevron 7 locked.
Hey, guy.
Chevron 7 won't engage.
Fix it.
I don't understand it. The diagnostic shows no problems.
He's fairly decorated there, isn't he?
He really is. And he's got some sort of like big rank, probably an E8.
It looks like there was an energy spike in our power log about 8 minutes before we first tried dialing out.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that something we've seen before when another gate is being used on Earth?
Like when Mayborn's NID guys had the other gate.
There is no longer a second Stargate on Earth.
Ours was destroyed along with those ships.
But if it was another gate and its use was responsible for the energy spike, there might be a corresponding seismic tremor, like when the gate was found in Antarctica.
I've got something.
Did you see where it was, Jeff?
Minor seismic event.
I did not. Oh, it was it in
power log exactly.
was it China? Russia.
Is that Siberia?
Yes, sir. And there's only one explanation I can think of.
The Russians have a Stargate?
Okay.
Jeff, I believe this is the spot where I get to say you're a good guesser.
Yeah, like, pretty darn close this time.
Yeah. You actually, you hit it until you started going, they're going to bug them and find out about stuff or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's a little more than just bugging them, buddy. A little more.
But, yeah, wow.
But the question is, I'm gonna throw the right questions out. Why do they have a second Stargate? Where'd they get the gate from? Because
that's the question. We got
how
rid
are
of the
they
other
using
Stargate.
it? Do I know?
We got rid of the other Stargate. So
right.
Where'd it come from?
Yeah. How are they using it? What are they doing off world? What in the world's happening over here with? And also, can you imagine the odds that like they just happen to be using their gate at the exact moment that our guys are going out there? Like,
yeah, a little
those
bit.
Gates aren't exactly open for long periods of time.
No,
so
not at all.
Anyway, hey,
now we're gonna get answers to those questions.
There you go.
The Russians recovered the Stargate from the bottom of the ocean.
I thought we swept that entire area.
We're talking about hundreds of square miles, Colonel. How they got it open isn't the issue right now either. The problem is it won't close.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, shouldn't it eventually shut down on its own?
The Goa'uld themselves have not been able to sustain a wormhole for longer than 38 minutes.
What about another black hole planet?
We would detect the gravitational anomaly, sir.
The Russian government is divided on how to deal with the situation. Seems the Russian president didn't support setting up a Stargate program in the first place. Until we called, they were planning on bombing the facility and covering the whole thing up.
And now?
Very Russian.
One of the Russian scientists involved in starting the program convinced them to send in a team to assess the situation and determine if it can be resolved in another way.
Who's the scientist?
Dr. Svetlana Markov.
Wow,
That'll be our Star
I know
Trek
her
person.
Work. She's brilliant.
She knows about you too, Major. To that end, she's convinced Moscow to let SG-1 be the team that goes to Siberia.
General, we'd be walking into an unknown situation to save their rosy butts.
We can't use our gate until we get theirs shut down.
Yeah, Jack.
The potential danger of having an open wormhole between Earth and who knows where.
Yeah, just wide
Rendezvous
open.
with Dr. Markov in Russia and proceed to the base from there.
Prepare for incoming gold channel communication.
Before we gate into the rest of this episode, did you know you're missing most of the content from this podcast? Stargate SG-1 for the first time has an active and exciting Patreon that you can join right now by clicking the link in the show notes. Not only will you get access to the full, unedited podcast and reaction videos, you'll also be able to join a growing, vibrant, maybe even an intergalactic community. Subscribers even get access to all of our content from Babylon 5 for the first time. Don't miss out on this content and the amazing people. Just click the link in the show notes. Tilk thinks you should do it right now.
Indeed.
First of all, this will be a fun one for Daniel, who speaks Russian. All right, so let's play the game. Who is it?
That's she. This is 2000, so it could be any of them.
I'm going to give you three. Give me your top three people it could be.
All right, so it's one of the women.
Okay.
Russian, so someone who can do an accent.
Okay.
And so I'm going to say, I'm going to give you all three in order of my likelihood.
Mm-hmm.
Nana Visitor, Marina Sirtis, Terry Farrell.
Nana Visitor,
so
Marina Sirtis.
Kira.
Yeah.
Troy and Dax, Jadzia Dax. I could see any of them doing the Russian thing.
Okay, let's find out.
It's kind of cool how it's not all covered in snow. Like, that's the stereotype for Siberia.
Yeah.
Stargate SG-1, demolishing stereotypes.
Well, I mean, they've got to be able to grow crops out there somehow.
Sorry I'm late.
Ah, look at that!
I've read your work. And
Counselor Markov.
Frankly, no one can do the accent besides her.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not knocking Nana. I'm not knocking Terry Farrell. Marina Sirtis is the person with her normal, natural, exotic accent to come in and run this deal.
She's so great for this because she is good at accents, but also she has an ethnically ambiguous look. Like, she can land into a lot of just like, I'm this, and it totally makes sense.
Yeah. And I want to be clear. I'm not knocking Nana or Terry or any of their acting skills. It just, Marina's just this role, like, all the way around. I can't use named those other two. I was like, I couldn't see them doing this role.
Really?
Anyway, no, I really couldn't. So, all right, here we go.
First contacted shortly after Russian satellites picked up what we believed was an alien spaceship entering the atmosphere.
Because why not? Why wouldn't spaceship?
About 2 months ago. It disintegrated during entry and crashed in the Pacific. The Stargate was recovered after an extensive sweep of the ocean floor. We've been in operation for 37 days, albeit against the wishes of certain very powerful people in the government. What did they want to do? They threatened to expose the existence of your program.
To what end?
To get the U.S. to share the technology you have attained.
Yeah.
So what stopped them? We activated our gate. I convinced the military that we could benefit from our own program more than we could trust you.
Also makes sense.
How did you activate?
We have a dialing device.
DHD. You found the one from Giza.
It was confiscated from the Germans after the Second World War. Well, now I understand how you could send your people through and get them to...
So they've just been holding on to it this whole time.
That makes one of us.
So I just want to make sure I've got everything straight.
Yeah.
Back in the end of World War II, Russians confiscated the DHD that the Germans got from Giza.
Mm-hmm.
So they've just been holding on to this thing since like the mid 40s. Like, I don't know what this thing is, but we're going to hold on to it because it's clearly something.
Yep.
Fast forward, they catch the ship coming in, crashing down into the ocean. We saw the whole thing with their submarine and
then the replicators.
Yep. And they dumped the Stargate. Right. So, okay, we're done. We only have the one Stargate now because the other one's gone. They find it, scoop it up.
Because turns out it wasn't destroyed.
Yeah, which that's weird to me. But
well, given the metal and the destructive power of the metal that the Stargate's made out of, if it actually got destroyed, there'd be a pretty big hole even in the ocean.
That's true, I guess. And we saw too back in 90 days or 100 days that you only need a little bit of it to get something going. So
yeah,
but. So then they hook up the DHD to the Stargate. This is where I get a little fuzzy.
Somehow they decide, hey, remember that thing over there?
Yeah.
I wonder if it works for this.
That's question number one for me, is like, how do they connect those two things? And then question number two, she said they only kept it plugged. They knew that when they had it plugged in, it superseded ESGC star. So it's like, almost sounds like it's primary or has more power or something because it supersedes. Mm-hmm. But only when the DHD is plugged into it. How do they know that? Yeah. And then, so there's still a lot of questions I'm sure it'll answer, but I just wanted to make sure I had that straight. DHD from Germany, Stargate from bottom of the ocean, and somehow they match the two up.
So I will tell you this. I do not know, and I don't know if they say it, and maybe I just don't remember it. I do not know how the Russians figured out, hey, go get the dialing device, let's hook it up, and as long as we have it connected, it will supersede the other gate. And so let's disconnect it so we can be real sneaky about this whole thing. Mm-hmm. I do not know how they found that out. I don't remember. I doubt they're actually going to tell us that. I think it's just
Here it is.
But it is good gate physics that you should know. A dialing device, a DHD connected to a gate, makes that the primary gate on Earth. I believe we learned that back in that episode of Solitudes where we first discovered the gate in Antarctica, because remember they had a DHD there.
Yeah. They just had
right, but it was just in gate, right, in ice. And so when Sam finally got it like unthawed out and they were trying to get it dialed out, they didn't have enough power, but it was still things went there. It made it the primary gate because there was a DHD there. So, so yeah, if a DHD is connected to a gate, it does turn it into the primary one. So as long as their DHD was connected to the gate, anybody dialing into Earth would have gone to Russia instead of to us. So
imagine Braytac just showing up like, hey, oh shoot.
It'd be an interesting story of how they found that out.
Yeah.
So, but I will say this, to Marina's point there. If the shoe was on the other foot and we found out the Russians were operating a Stargate program unbeknownst to us, and we found a Stargate and a controlling device, we would benefit more from operating our own program, particularly in secret, than from exposing them and getting anything that makes all the sense in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we would have done the exact same thing.
Exactly. Absolutely.
There are 47 people down there. Help.
Look, you don't have to tell me what's at stake here.
I love that they had her say it.
We've got 7 teams off-world who can't get home until we fix what you screwed up.
He says that with such snark in his voice, as if they haven't done similar stuff in their 4 years of operating this thing.
Or they intentionally did this to them. Like, we're going to stop you from getting your people back.
Great job.
Jack does have a little bit of that, or a lot of that, superiority.
I do not understand.
I feel like we're watching some strong second unit work right now.
I'm picking up trace amounts of chlorine.
Yeah.
Nothing dangerous at these levels, sir.
All right, what is this?
All right, Jeff, pop quiz. This facility that serves as the Russian Stargate facility.
Mm-hmm.
We have seen it before.
It's the warehouse where they had all the Area 51 stuff and everything.
Prepare for incoming Gold Channel communication.
I'm Eileen.
I'm Spencer, and we host the Royal Highness Podcast.
And for the past 2 years, we've watched George Rutrow Martin shows, and then we've talked about them while we're still in hand.
Unscripted, unhinged, and gluten-free.
We've covered Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, and then we kind of veered over to The Last Kingdom, but then Westeros once again called.
A Night of the Seven Kingdoms premiered January 18th.
So, while we hit pause on Uhtred and the final Fantasy Panty, come on over, join us for Duncan Egg's adventures from a more elevated perspective.
Hey, we're current, we're topical this time.
And between new drops every Wednesday, catch up on our back catalog. Click the link, find us in your favorite podcast app, or search for us on YouTube.
Rated R for language and adult and some nudity.
No?
Nope. I'm going to let you think about it and have it just bug you for the rest of the episode.
Okay.
It
or is it just where the Stargate was last time?
Stargate program. It was an experimental power station. Are there lights? The power seems to have been diverted from all non-essential base functions. This way to the main control center.
Because that's what we do in sci-fi. We reroute power. It fixes everything.
Or reverse the polarity. Those are the options.
An inverse tachyon field.
Daniel.
This work too.
Is that you?
I don't know. I'm heading down a long corridor.
Which one?
This one.
It's so easy to tell it's him with the mask.
This way.
Actually, you might want to see this first.
Those are bullet holes.
Yeah, as I say, that's not natural causes.
These 3 were shot. I am unaware of how these others died.
These doors lead to the Stargate.
There it is. Wide open.
Yep.
And everybody's dead. Bullet holes, not staff weapons. That's good news.
Who shot them?
They're all dead.
Well, looks like you don't have 47 people down there anymore.
Down to 42.
Yep.
Classic SG-1 darkness.
I need this station.
It's your favorite way to watch the show.
It is. At least they think it is.
Sometimes the SGC control panels and stuff very much reminds me of early TOS panels. Or
right.
Like,
buttons and knobs and levers and stuff.
I like how they let Teal go first.
The air is indeed clean.
Well, he's got Junior. He'll filter anything out for him.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
She's such a great actress.
You okay?
I know.
I knew these men and women, Major. Some of them quite well. The Stargate room is sealed, and Substance 35 is released throughout the base.
Nerve gas.
It's a non-persistent gas. It evaporates after 3 hours.
After it
According
kills
to the
everybody.
computer, the protocol was enacted yesterday.
For what reason?
The computer log doesn't say.
All right, people were shooting each other around here before they got gassed. I want to know why.
So they didn't have to die by the gas.
This is a list of all
If you've ever been
personnel
gassed
assigned
before,
to the base.
you don't want that.
All be wearing ID tags.
There's going to be somebody who doesn't have an ID tag, someone who came through the gate.
What about the gate?
It's an outgoing wormhole, but that doesn't make sense. The EM protocol cuts off the dialing device. The protocol was enacted yesterday. Where has the outgoing wormhole been drawing its power from since then?
By the way, she has a
We've seen
much
one draw
better
power
Russian
from the source
accent
of the
than
destination.
Of course.
Walter
Black
Koenig
hole
does.
incident.
Dramatically.
Is there anything you don't know?
What were they doing?
You got to think Carter's dying to work with her. You know what I mean? Like, because she knows everything.
If I ask what, and you say it's classified, I'm going to shoot you.
The 7th address we successfully dialed led to a Stargate entirely submerged underwater. We sent a reconnaissance drone and found a dialing device. So it was decided that the manned mini-submarine would go next. A sample of the water was retrieved. It seemed to have unbelievable properties.
Like what?
It was spontaneously emitting energy in the form of heat. If this liquid turned out to be an abundant, clean energy source...
That doesn't seem possible.
I was called away to Moscow before I could perform any significant analysis.
So now you're saying the water sample is gone?
Yes. The drone is malfunctioning. I can only pan and tilt.
Hello.
Why would those men proceed through the Stargate knowing they will drown on the other side?
Maybe they didn't know they were going to.
Or the mini-sub exploded.
Can you shut off the drone's transmitter from here?
You think the drone's radio transmitter is what's keeping the gate open?
If this
it's not
works...
responding to my command. I can't shut it down.
How long before its batteries die?
The drone is nuclear powered.
A nuclear-powered drone?
We built several of them. We thought we might want to leave them on other planets for long-term observation.
How long-term?
10 years. It will be simple to deactivate the drone from the other side.
Once it stops transmitting its signal, the wormhole should close.
Proceeding through the gate.
I like that she can control the crane from inside the sub.
Very self-sufficient, the whole thing. I'm curious how it's going to go in without, like, the cables getting all...
Oh, yeah.
Probably don't address it. That's just me being ridiculous, but...
Good luck.
Thank you.
The sub has arms that come out and reach on the other side of the gate and pull it through. It's always a cool effect.
Yeah. But it just disappears into nothing there.
Pretty simple television thing for sure, but still.
Works.
Yeah. I hope they have a finger poker on the outside of that thing to dial.
Just kind of, yeah.
So they can come home.
Like, maybe just bring it back with you.
Hey, there you go.
She was right. So simple. So simple.
That's one of those, of course Sam would think about that.
Uh-huh.
Well, did you try turning off the thing?
It's still on? What? Did you turn it off and on? No, it's just been on. Come on. You and your backward Stargate program. Come on.
Right?
I'm glad you were right, Major.
Well, it still doesn't explain why your soldiers started shooting the scientists who were experimenting on the water.
Or why those men were either forced through the gate or felt compelled to go through on their own, knowing they would die.
Well, the existence of the ruins suggests the planet wasn't always completely submerged. Maybe there's some clues down there. What's that smell?
The engine burning out.
Fire extinguisher.
Something goes wrong and something on the bridge blows up. That's
Every time.
I wonder if Marina's like, hey guys, I know how this works.
Just do this. You gotta shake.
She give them shaking lessons.
If air becomes a thing, fire consumes oxygen. So do fire extinguishers. So, like, that was a big thing that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
No.
You were stuck.
We're completely stationary. It's like we're stuck in the mud.
Without the mud.
Density of water on this planet is way higher in that area.
It's high energy water.
Yeah.
Wonder if this is where the energy drink industry took off from.
What's that smell?
Got his blue neck.
Holy frozen bad guys.
Hey, I know that guy.
You do?
Oh, you didn't recognize him? Okay. This may be my foreknowledge, having seen the episode several times.
Okay.
Activating one.
What do you want
Of course,
to
I
hear?
know exactly who that is.
I don't understand why this happened.
The outside pressure is increasing.
What? The gauge must be malfunctioning.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Our depth is constant, and pressure should be relative to depth.
And if it keeps increasing?
The sub will implode.
Tin can.
I don't know how the Russians acquired the information.
How?
I like how they got him under a heat lamp.
Solid.
We came through the Stargate just as we did this time. We took the sub straight to the dialing device and redialed Earth. The gate opened, and we headed through.
That's it.
So simple.
We collected the water sample just before heading back through the event horizon.
No trouble.
We had to push the engines a little harder to get through the gate, but I suspected it was...
I've never realized this before, Jeff. We may have to retitle this particular episode Stargate for the First Time, maybe actually a Star Trek podcast. I don't know that the writers are doing this on purpose because Marina's here. Maybe Marina's here because they did this episode the way they're doing it. I just remembered how this episode ends, and I'm like, oh no, gosh, I've seen this episode before. All right, let's go. Sorry.
Okay.
Some kind of intuitive countermeasure intended to keep the water from flowing through the gate.
It's possible.
Stalling out.
Aborn.
Oh! Now we know where they were getting their information. Okay.
His heart is beating.
Makes
albeit
sense.
slowly.
He did not look like Mayborn.
He's getting warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when he was just sitting there like this in the freezer, it didn't look like him at all.
Mayborn. You hear me?
He's like, please don't hear me. Oh, dang it.
We're not going anywhere, are we?
It's like the water's just tightening up around it. I wonder if it's mad that they stole its water.
What are you doing?
Took a piece of it.
Pushing the engines harder will only burn them out again.
Wait, say that one more time.
Next time I may not be.
I wonder if it's like mad that they took its water. Like it took a piece, like the water's actually like a living thing or whatever, and it took a piece of it. And it's like, no, I want me back.
That would be very Star Trek.
Very Star Trek.
Very Star Trek.
And if we stay here, we'll run out of air. Damn.
Not the best throw up effect.
No.
The freezer.
What?
Move if you want to live. Shoot me if you want to. We're dead if we don't move now.
It's got the water in there. Yep.
Yo.
Uh-oh.
You wait for him. Jack! You open that door and we're both dead, I swear. You can't help him.
Get out of my way.
Maybe Junior can help him.
What the hell's going on here? You said it's like we're being held here.
Like something is squeezing the sub.
Christopher Judge as
There's
zombie.
only water out there.
What if it's not water?
That works.
Yeah, how did you know it was giving off energy?
The container maintained a temperature
it was
several
hot?
degrees above room temperature. Colonel Sokolov was under a lot of pressure to prove that the money being spent was going to be worth it.
So we don't know that's actually water out there.
If we can just find a way to communicate with it, it'll let us go home.
We got to return its missing body piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just have Tilk throw up in there and you're good.
Water.
Into the gate. Turn the gate back on.
When they exposed it to the air, it started chemical analysis. It just evaporated. We inhaled it. Didn't give us a choice.
Who's us?
Scientists in the lab. I knew what was going on, but I couldn't control myself. They wanted to go back through the Stargate.
Who's they?
Life forms in the water.
The sea monkeys?
Countless numbers of microscopic organisms, intelligent life forms.
Are you trying to tell me this water thinks?
We were killing them. They forced us to try and take them back through the gate. The soldiers tried to stop us. There was shooting. If an infected man was killed, the fluid came out of him and more were infected. It was chaos.
How do we get it out? Come on, Mayborn, it came out of you.
They needed to go back. You wouldn't let me go. I guess they thought Tilk could get him home.
He's about to walk into the gate, straight into the water.
Oh, that explains why those guys are just floating in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's not good. Need to bust out the EB Green, duct tape that bad boy.
Fight it!
At least those organisms don't give them like superhuman strength.
The pressure alone.
Yeah. Like the abyss and just kind of come out as a person. You are trespassing on our land.
Daniel?
This is a we come in peace moment.
What are you doing? What's it
I feel like you need to get consent before you do that, Doctor.
I must understand.
What?
He's gonna grab his arm and jank him in there. Yeah, there it goes.
Yep.
I didn't even remember that happened. I've just seen this episode of Star Trek before.
Look on his face. It's like there's home. I just got to get through there. He doesn't want to hurt anybody.
So as soon as they hit the air, they vaporize. That's kind of neat.
You? They had no wish to kill me, O'Neill. They only wanted to travel home.
That's good. Okay, I think we should duck.
They don't have their Stargate up on a big ramp.
Exactly. Literal hit the deck.
Like, it threw them through the gate.
Keeping the sub, you're out of here.
Didn't you guys leave here in a submarine?
We,
Last thing I remember, we were being pulled into the...
not really sure what happened, sir.
Here's a thought. We just exchanged hostages.
No.
It's just a thought.
Jack figured it out. He wasn't even over there, and he figured it out.
Listen to Mayborn.
Oh, my gosh. All right, Jeff, we have just watched Watergate, you for the first time, me for the 47th time. I will say, personally, this is not an episode I tend to revisit very often. It's not one that I tend to like a lot. I think watching this with you has made my appreciation for this episode skyrocket.
Wow.
I'll talk about that a little bit later, but this is not about Brent's first viewing. It's about Jeff's first viewing. Jeff, take us through it. Your first viewing of the episode Watergate.
I'm very biased on this one because I nailed pretty darn close my prediction.
Yeah, you
and
did.
partway through the episode, I nailed what the episode was about.
Yeah, you did.
And that's not a negative on this at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know. Watergate can only now. It's interesting because by Watergate they meant a very different thing. They meant a literal water gate, right?
Yeah.
Like go to the gate into the water. But it was still similar, right? Because basically they picked up some information and went and snagged some stuff. And I don't know. This is a fun. This is what I liked about this episode. I liked this episode because it was really two episodes. The first episode was kind of boring, but was also important. It was full of gate physics. Like we learned and reaffirmed a lot of things. We reaffirmed the 38 minutes for being open. We learned about radio signals can go back and forth, even though like matter can only go one way. And that back and forth signal holds the gate open. We learned about having a DHD plugged in. We either learned about or reaffirmed having the DHD plugged in kind of makes the gate the primary on there. So good info, this is important stuff about the gate. So that's cool, but it was kind of boring going through that, but it was kind of boring. It just kind of was going through the paces. Here's some stuff. Honestly, if Marina Sirtis wasn't the guest star in this, I probably would have lost interest 20 some odd minutes in. I would have been like, okay, whatever. Here we go. Then stuff picked up and we got the second episode, which was lifted directly from Berman era Star Trek, even original series Star Trek. What is this mysterious life form that we've never encountered before? And is it really life, or is it a threat, or what is it? Brent, we ended up in just this big, huge mass of sea monkeys. Just a huge thing of sea monkeys that were intelligent and just wanted to go home.
Yeah, just wanted to go home.
We saw Mayborn show up, right? And Mayborn's been feeding information to the Russians. We know he's got his own agenda. He's not loyal to any flag. And I mean, he went rogue-ish, and now he's dealing with Russians. So guy's a bad dude. And Jack had another chance to kill him and probably would have been good. Two thoughts on this one that really stand out. One was a question. I wonder if the submarine and just the doing stuff underwater in this one was an early seed for Stargate Atlantis. We'll probably never know, but it's like, hey, we did this once before, way back. We can do it now with the better technology we have. You said a thing while we were watching the episode, and that got me thinking about Star Trek. Even though this is not a Star Trek podcast, except for this episode. But you said that Marina does a better Russian accent than Walter Koenig did.
Yeah.
100%. I feel like, I mean, I'm not Russian at all, but I feel like if I was, I'd be a little offended by Chekhov. Like, it's kind of a...
Here's the thing. I think you would probably be offended now. And you know what?
That's fair.
I'm not Russian. I don't know. My guess is, and if anyone out there, if you're Russian and you're from the 60s and 70s, perhaps even the 80s, that's the caveat. I wonder if they would have been offended by a really bad accent, or if they would have been glad to have some representation.
Yeah, that's me.
You know what
it's
I mean?
Not a great me, but it's a me.
Yeah. Whereas Marina, I mean, I would believe that she is Russian after watching this, with a really great English accent. Like, she speaks English really well, but I
learned it when she was 6. It was so easy.
Yeah.
We during the episode, we talked about that, how just Marina Sirtis as an actor, as a person, has that, I called it ethnic ambiguity, where she can drop into different, she has great mastery of so many accents, and she just has a visual that blends in. She sounded and looked, to my eyes, as just, I completely bought her as being Russian, and that's a gift that she has. But on top of that, I started thinking about the characters of Chekhov and Counselor Troy, and how they got nothing to do. Chekhov was in 2 seasons and then the movies, and was just kind of on the side and said a couple things. It didn't have a lot of meat to anything he did. Counselor Troy was in all 7 seasons of Next Generation and the films, and in Voyager and in Picard. And it wasn't until Picard that we got much of her personality, really. Like, there's just kind of like, oh, here's this person. It struck me how Babylon 5 gave Walter Koenig his science fiction platform. From here, I'm Bester, and this is who I am. I get to actually act. I'm doing things. This is great. Stargate, in one single episode, gave Marina Sirtis more in her character, Dr. Markov, than Counselor Troy got in most of those 7 seasons of Star Trek. It just strikes me how, Star Trek is an ensemble show. It's one of the things that makes it great. There's a lot of characters, a lot in it, but there's definitely real varying depths in the character development. Whereas in Stargate, also an ensemble show, but they even have time to like connect us with their guest stars.
Yeah.
We've had so many that, we have connections to. I think about, it's been 3 seasons since we saw Quark as one of the Nox, right? And he was great. And then the Lady Nox, we've seen a couple times. Like, I forget her name, but like I see her and I'm like, oh, sweet, there she is. Naya, That's just, it's a gift in the writing. I'm talking about the gift of Marina Sirtis's, just how she shows up, but then the gift of the skill in the writing in Stargate is really apparent in the way they can connect us to even a character we'll probably never see again. We have a tracking board.
If I can add to what you're saying there, something that really stood out to me, really in this episode more than I think any other time I've seen it, at least in this viewing. I mean, They brought Marina Sirtis in as a Russian. She's playing a Russian. The Russians have a gate. Now take this back. This is the year 2000. So we're about a decade or so removed from the Soviet Union falling, maybe a little less at this point.
A little less, but 91.
Yeah.
I think.
So, they're friends, but tentative friends, I think probably at best. But when we went in, you could feel the tension certainly there, but she wasn't cast as a bad guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She wasn't cast as the opposition, even though Jack tried to make her the opposition at least one specific point I can think of. But she wasn't. She was there as a full partner, but also still very Russian. She wasn't the defector and saying that country's bad or whatever. Like, she's there for her country. She is Russian. She's here, but she's not the bad guy at the same time. And I thought that was rather remarkable very similar to what happened when TOS put Chekhov on screen. Very similar to what happened, because I called this out when we were watching it with Babylon 5 when Ivanova came in.
Exactly. That's where I was going. She is Stargate's Ivanova.
She's just there. Like, she's just there, and it's positive, and there's no qualms with what it is. And, this may be reaching over into my section about the messages, but I mean, when you can just have people working together without having to say, oh, that's bad and this is good, but we're just here working together. Like, that's really phenomenal, It
is. Let's just keep riding that, Brent. Tell us about the sci-fi messages you found.
Yeah, because all of our tracking board stuff doesn't matter for this episode.
Yeah, we didn't have any. So
yeah, I mean, Jeff, I said this in the middle of the episode and I kind of hinted at it, and I had forgotten where this episode went, like what the shtick was. And as soon as it hit me, and I knew, like, once the thing started crushing, I was like, oh yeah, that's a life form. And they've got some of it over there, and it's just trying to get home. That's all it's trying to. And I said to you in the middle of the recording, for those that are listening on the audio side, they didn't watch this part. I stopped and I said, this is the most Star Trek episode ever that we've had in Stargate. How many Star Trek episodes go through this idea of, hey, there's a thing out there that we don't know as a life form, a gas cloud, a crystalline entity, a robot, the lava stuff in Voyager when they went to that planet, the
demon class planet.
Planet. Yeah. How many, and something happens where it gets taken home, or it gets, gas gets caught, and all it's trying to do is get out and get home. It just wants to get back. It's not maleficent. Malevolent. That's it. In my head, I had Maleficent, the Disney character. It's not malevolent. It's not trying to hurt us, but it is forceful, and it's trying to get out of here. That's all this was. And what's the Star Trek message we get every single time when you see that episode of Star Trek?
All life matters.
All life matters. We have to identify what life is, and you realize you're not actually fighting each other. Start working with each other and get through it. And you know what, Jeff? That was the same message that was in this episode. I don't know if they got Marina Sirtis to come play in the Star Trek episode on purpose. I don't know that they wrote a Star Trek episode because Marina Sirtis was going to be the guest actress in this one. I don't know that one had anything to do with each other, but I kind of like to think that they are.
Yeah. I like that.
This is a Star Trek episode through and through. And I know we say this is not a Star Trek podcast. Jeff, we really try, despite what some people say. You and I have tried since our very first episode of Babylon 5 here at this show, when you and I got together, to not actively compare our episodes to Star Trek.
Correct. We tried.
We do the analysis piece, but the comparisons, we try to make them ubiquitous to all sci-fi out there. But this one is literally a Star Trek episode, and not just one Star Trek episode, but many across all of the series.
Multiple of the series. Absolutely.
Lifted straight from it. And what's the message? Identify life, get to know it, work together. Don't go poking your head in something that you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But also I think it's a great metaphor for watching what happened between SG-1 as a team and Marina Sirtis' character.
Yeah, and Dr. Markov. Yeah, absolutely.
Dr. Markov. It's a great metaphor for that. When they started kind of at least working together and trusting each other and communicating and not just sniping at each other the way Jack had been, they could work together and solve a problem. You know, of course, it took the American girl turning around and going, oh, well, of course, it's just the radio signal. Just turn that off. Fine. Americans.
They connected with science. It's great. Yeah, you know, it's like a universal language.
Right. I think if I could rewrite the episode with a little bit more of today's awareness, what I would rather see is Sam and Dr. Markov talking it out together and coming to the solution together.
That makes sense.
Rather than just Sam turning around going, well, duh, isn't it this? Of course.
How did you not think about it?
Right. I think I would rather see that, but still, they got to where they needed to be. And that's the message here, Jeff. This is when you talk about what did Robert C. Cooper sit down and intend to write this as a full on message? Yeah, he did.
Yep. 100%.
Pulling it out. I mean, and even if he didn't, I'm going to retroactively say that he did. Jeff, this comes down. This is a 7 Chevron episode to me, man. Like all the way through.
I think all the way through. Absolutely. I think also this episode is another example, though, something we're going to see ongoing. I think we've seen it through here and we'll see more. Jack has his preconceived notions, and it takes a lot to move him away from those.
Yeah.
It's going to get him in trouble. It's gotten him in trouble, and I think it will continue to.
Well, folks, that is my rating. Here's what I'd like to know from you guys out there. Did I miss any messages? Email us in, let us know. Drop it in the comments or on our Twitter account or anything like that. Now, I do the rating. Jeff, you, my friend, get to do the ranking. We're putting together our 100% completely accurate, definitive, immutable, until we say it's not, ranking of SG1 Season 4. Jeff, our current top 5. You've got window of opportunity all the way there at the top. Number 2 is small victories. Number 3 is upgrades. Number 4 is crossroads. Number 5 is the other side. Hey, number 6 is divide and conquer. Jeff, where do you place this episode, Watergate?
These are all good episodes on this list. And when I'm ranking this one, I really enjoyed the second half of this. The first half was kind of dry and kind of boring, and it wasn't that exciting. So I'm going to just ask myself, of these 6 that are on here and adding the 7th, which one would I rather watch on this? Honestly, I would want to watch any of these 6 before this one. This is going to be our number 7 on the season.
All right.
And that's not that it's a bad episode. I want to be really clear. I'm not saying it's a bad episode. Just compared to the other 6, this one is at the bottom of the list.
Listen, when we came out of the episode, the first thing I said to you was, this is not an episode I rewatch a whole lot. I don't revisit this one. And there's a reason.
And I get it.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jeff, that's going to do it for Watergate. We have a new episode coming up next time.
Wow.
Would you? I know. Go figure. Jeff, I'm going to give you the name of this one, and let me see you struggle with trying to figure out what it's all about. The name of this one is called. Put on your Babylon 5 hat here, Jeff.
Okay.
The name of this one is The First Ones.
The First Ones.
Now, I will tell you, you have enough Stargate lore that if you piece this one together, you should be able to pretty much get it.
I think I do. I think it's going to be one of 2 things.
Okay.
Because there's really 2 branches that we can go down, or 2, levels for First Ones. There's like the way back, the big macro of the First Ones, which would be, from what I understand, the ancients, right? The building of the Stargates, all that kind of stuff that happened back in the day. So either it's going to be that, some level, we're going to get fifth race-ish, kind of stuff here, diving and touching with the ancients in some way, telling that story. Or the other piece is doing more of a microcosm into the Goa'uld. And their first ones were James Earl Jones.
The Unas.
The Unas. That's
literally
right. So
Unas one.
the first one, the Uno Unas. So either we're going to dive into the first one, or the ancient ones, or we're going to get something with the Unas and dive into the Goa'uld. Can I pick 2, or do I need to pick one of those?
Here's the thing, Jeff. One of those 2 is exactly correct. You will have to wait till next week to find out which one.
That's fair.
You are spot on with one of them.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah. If you want to go ahead and press play on the next episode, we could do that right now.
We could, absolutely. Although I think we both have people around us that would not be okay with that.
Probably not. So it may have to wait for next time. Hey guys, we will see exactly which one it is. Well, Jeff will. I know. You guys out there probably know as well. Jeff will find out right here next time on Stargate SG-1 for the first time. Still not a Star Trek podcast. Thanks so much for joining us. You guys are amazing. We love it that you guys get to come and hang out with us. Or we love it that we get to hang out with you guys through this show. Yeah. Hey, listen, don't forget to subscribe wherever you get this show, whether it's on YouTube or a podcasting app or Spotify or Audible or I don't know, wherever you get this show. Maybe you're buying the DVD of it later because we're going to sell DVDs of this because DVD is still a medium.
Yeah, for some reason.
Leave us a rating and review wherever you get your shows. And please, the best thing you can do to help this show grow is to share this podcast with somebody that you know who loves Stargate SG-1 or needs to get into it for the very first time, just like my buddy Jeff on that side over there. So until next time, my name's Brent. That's Jeff. We're going to get out
Brent.
of here. Yes, Jeff. What's up, bud?
We're not even close to where we're going. We're going to have to jump.
Jump.
Yeah, what? You've never done this before?
Oh, for crying out loud.